In spite of a busy week with a romance conference going on Thursday, Friday, and today, I am still trying to keep my videos updated. And today we're going to talk more about the Winter's Veil wreath that we have in progress, thanks to Spectrum Art Creations. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Kelly in Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. Welcome. Now we're starting with this ring. And I had already cut out all of my strips from the paper pack to make the ribbons. Now I'm not going to do that part today because that would be a little lengthy. I've also bagged up all of my individual pieces left out of the snake tongue. But here's what I want to do. I want just the cover. And remember I talked about I wanted to use this part. I did not buy the added pieces for this. I missed that. But when I go around the wreath with the tongues, I want to have a focal point in the center. And I'm going to be cutting out snowflakes in both the blue glitter paper from Stampin' Up! And in a shimmer white if I have enough left. Otherwise they'll just be white. But I want to cut this part out. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm not sure how wide I need it until I get it out of here. So I'm just going to start by cutting this away from the top of the I don't want to use those scissors, they're too big. Use my fancies. And I do better if I go with my image on my right. And I think I'll also do better if I put my cheaters on. Now I don't have a lot of time this morning. It's Thursday as I'm recording this. It's a little after 9 a.m. and my conference starts at 11. So I wanted to get this video recorded so I could have it ready to go up Saturday morning. There will not be a premiere. There was not a premiere yesterday because I didn't have time to put anything together for the premiere. Or to be in a premiere because I was in the conference. So premieres will come back up next Friday. Now remember, whether you have purchased the kit or not, you can still sit in on the Tim Holtz class tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed to Timmy. And you can still subscribe to him. Now see, I've got this little bump here, and I want to try and follow this. And I'm not going to be too detailed because I'll show you what I want to do. I want this by itself is not going to be real sturdy. So I just want to trim that up a little bit. Same way down here. And I'll give it more shape later. I just want to get rid of the excess. And we may come back and create a snowbank under that. But I wanted to see where this was going to come on either side of the wreath. I want this house and stuff centered. So I can trim that off, I think about here. Make sure I've got enough. I need to go on the outside of that big tree and between that, I think, yeah, between that white and that blue tree. So let's start here and we're going to cut the house out. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to whip that off and I'm going to save that piece. And then that'll go right there. And then I want to come in here on either side of this house and trim that house off and go in behind that tree and save that piece. We may want to use that house for something. And see, that's going to give us just what we need to go across here. Now that I have that cut out and I can get rid of my cheater so I can see what I'm really doing, we're going to back this with white cardstock. And I may wind up backing it with 2 sheets. Because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into chipboard. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get a basic measurement of where I need to be on here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room for cutting or for adding my snowdrift. And I'm going to leave this a little bit up here at the top so that I can have some trim room. Okay, so now we have that. Now let's see how wide that wound up being. This wound up being roughly 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut another 4-inch strip. And I'm going to go ahead and cut a third one just in case, because I want that center to really be substantial enough to support, and looks like the snowflakes all around it are going to be long. And we'll work on that next Saturday. And I realize Christmas in July is drifting away fast. You'll have that. Now, because I'm going to use my mat here, I'm going to get my silicone mat out. I tell you, when I found this at that church rummage sale, I thought I'd hit a gold mine. And I couldn't believe they only wanted $5 for it. That was the other thing. They just wanted $5 for this. Really incredible. Somebody didn't know what they had, apparently, or didn't care. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around the edge. Now remember, when I press these together, and I'll probably use, looking to see where my makeup roller was here, because I was probably going to use it to press these down, and I don't see it. But I have one in my project bag over here, so we're good. We're good. Because when I roll this, I want to really impress that glue to the edge good. Now keep in mind, this project may run into the first couple of weeks of August, because I'm not working with any more partial projects. Once I start trying to finish a project, I physically want to finish the project. So I'm going to lay this down over top, just like that. And we're going to get the makeup roller out over here. That is in this bag, along with pencil I can never find. But I know that that makeup roller is all the way to the bottom. That much I was aware of. Okay, and I'm going to put that over there. And then when I do this, it's going to press that glue all the way to the edges. Now, if you've noticed, some things at Dollar Tree have now gone up to $1.50. Dollar Tree's going to price themselves right out of business. I think it's going to hurt them in the long run, but what do I know? I'm just a customer. But if they're raising their prices to items that are $1.50, and remember that Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are owned by the same company, well, Dollar General is starting to lower their prices to compensate for the fact that, hey, Dollar Tree, you're messing up, and if you don't want to let your customers pay $1 or $1.25 for items, we're going to let them, and we'll gladly take your customers. So make sure you're checking out Dollar General as well as Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. Now, I know some Dollar General owns somebody else too, and I can't remember who it is. See, and I got a little bit of glue on that edge, so I'm going to flip this over. See, and this is going to be on the back. It's not going to matter. I laid it in that gold from the other day. But I take this, my glue eraser from Dollar Tree. I remember when Michael sold these back when I was teaching. And Stampin' Up! Sells them in their stamping kit. Let's see if that's just regular ink there. It might be. Or it might be just a goober. It could be just a goober. That's okay. And now Dollar Tree has them, and I'm okay with that. So now I just want to keep rolling this out and make sure that is pressed into place. Just like that. Okay? And now, that's not going to affect what I'm doing either, but I am going to try and see if I can pick that up. Let's hit that glue with a little bit of sanitizer. Sanitizer is one of the best ways to clean off your silicone mats, your molds, your glass mats. And right after COVID, Walmart was selling these big bottles for $1 a piece, and I got several of them. I'm wishing I'd have purchased more. But the hotel I stay at most often in Springfield, Comfort Suites, has started giving these out when at check-in. So I've been snagging those too. So I am not lacking for sanitizer for cleaning my work surfaces. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place, because I want it to go ahead. See, and I lost some of the tags on the back, but that's okay. Considering I'm not using tags for this, and I have enough paper that I can make tags from this kit for a small journal I want to do and use this up. And I'll probably do the journal in December or January, probably January. But I want to go ahead and wipe that off. And then I'm going to lay this up close to the top because I want to leave room down here that I'll come in and I'll trim this down. And then I will put a snowdrift down there. I have the heat and, what is it? Heat and, I have the Shimmer Effects, Crystal Effects, and I also have the Cosmic Shimmer Fluffy Stuff, which would be great snow down there too. In fact, I'm going to leave that set out so I don't forget to use it when I do that. Okay, so that's where we're at on that. Now I have just a few minutes left, so I'm going to set this aside and show you how this wreath part comes together. Now, Madi suggests using your hot glue gun so that things will dry quick, and I get that. So you don't have to sit there and hold everything, and I'm okay with that. But for today, I have my little plastic clips, and I'm going to go ahead and use those for today. And I'm going to pull one of these off. Now see, they're two-sided, so I could use either side. So I'm going to pull that one off, and you fold them. But when you fold them slightly off kilter. Like that. You're not going to fold them even. You're going to fold them slightly off kilter. And just kind of give that a light crease. You don't want it to be a sharp crease because you're going to bring it around your wreath form. Just like, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start right there. And then I'm going to come back in. And I'm going to put the glue on either side of that fold. Because you don't want to glue these together either. And this is where the hot glue would come in handy, but I didn't think to have it up today. But when we do the rest of these, I will have the hot glue. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to punch that right there and right there. And we'll let that sit for a minute because it won't take long for that to dry. And I do have another clip here, so we can do another one. And let's come across over here. And let's do one of the trees. Let's do one of the trees. See, these are back-sided too, so I've got the gray I could work with, but the gray's going to show anyway. Now, if you want to add a little bit of dimension to these, let me get my Night of Navy. We could also distress these. There's my Night of Navy. I think that's going to be the prettiest one. And blue ink for Night of Navy. And that's not quite navy. That's Night of Navy. So let's see where our Night of Navy box is. Misty Moon, Blue Bushel, Brilliant, Balmy Blue. Where is my Night of Navy? Huh. Should have been in here. And I have room for it. So it didn't get put back. But I know where it might be, and I can't dig for it just yet. Can't dig for it just yet. It may be in my container of the colors that I took with me on the retreat. There it is. It may be in here. That's a black, so it's not in there. Wonder where my Night of Navy went. Huh. Because that's where all my colors are. So, there may be enough ink on here I can do this till I can find that. But you can also dust your edges with the color to make them pop against one another a little better. Now see, with this one glued on there, it's a little harder to do. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this one, give it a slight crease, nothing extensive. Now, to get her spacing, Madi went in opposite corners. She used the directionals to get her, and I'm not sure, let me turn this. to kind of get her spacing, which I thought was kind of cool. Now, if I was using the glue gun, I wouldn't have to put the glue anywhere but right up there against where it's going to meet. But because I'm using the wet glue, I'm going to have to do this. But I don't like using hot glue on projects that I want to last because hot glue will release in temperature changes. So let's pull up. Let's use all the blues here first. So let's pull one of these. Let's pull one of those and do those first. So I'm still going to come back and do this. There's a Night of Navy ink spot floating around here somewhere. And I've been really good about putting stuff back, and it's not working. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I want this side out for now, so I'm going to fold this one this way first. And it's almost like you're putting one point to the center, just like that. And I'm going to turn this, and we're going to come back out, and we're going to put our glue in, just like that. And then I'll bring it back in, fold it, and I'm going to pinch it right up there against that ring, and then put my clips in there, just like that, okay? And by the time I do this side, that one will be done. So let's do the stripe on this one. Let's do the stripe on this one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dust it. Now I could use a different blue if I don't find my Night of Navy. I really like my Night of Navy. It's one of my favorite blues from Stampin' Up! To use for distressing. And then I'm going to fold that one right along the edge, give it a crease, come back in. And I'm going to fold that one and try to come pretty close to across from the other one. Didn't say it was going to be perfect. And then I can put the clips on there and let that one dry. And then what we'll wind up doing is we're just going to go back and we're going to fill in the spaces. And then I'll show you one here in just a sec. Let's do one of our glitters and I'll show you. Where they're going to overlap, say there's one here and there's one here, then you're going to put this one to where it slightly overlaps, the one on the left and the one on the right. And so we'll do all the perimeter first, and then we'll come back and we'll do the overlaps. So that's going to do it for me in the studio today. I've got to finish getting ready for conference, but I wanted to get this up and let you know. And if you're playing along, you can do this for any season. If you want to do a Halloween ring, or you want to do a Thanksgiving or a Grateful ring and use your fall tones, you can do that. I'm thinking this is how I'm going to use up some of my papers. And do them for different seasons. So think about what you have in your stash that you could play along, and I will see you back here. I don't think there's going to be a video on Monday. Depends on my Sunday goes, because this conference runs through the end of today, Saturday. But there will be a Tag Tuesday, so I will see you back there then. In the meantime, remember to like, to share, subscribe, and creative Christmas blessings.